This one is for the UFC 269 main event for the lightweight title. The defending champion Charles Oliveira, the Bronx, taking on the Diamond, Dustin Poirier. We've kind of seen two versions of Charles Oliveira. I feel like his time as a featherweight, he was a different fighter. Poirier is more effective as a lightweight, in my opinion. He was good as a featherweight, but I feel like now he's moved up a division. He's not, battling the scales at all anymore. He's comfortable at the weight. He's also thickened out a bit. His neck and his back and shoulders have added some muscle, which means he's more able to take shots. I feel like we're seeing the same thing with Charles Oliveira. I felt like, he's a tall guy. What is he? Yeah, he's 5'10" for the division, 5'10", 74-inch reach. So he's got an inch height. He's got 2 inches in reach. He's also got the experience advantage as well. I feel like he's at the right time in his life where moving up to lightweight is what his body needs. He's grown into it. He looks big and strong at this weight class. He's hitting and he's hurting people. He's a different fighter now than he was at featherweight. And I think that's the same thing for Poirier. So I think we're getting a better version of both fighters. But this version of Charles Oliveira, that's a different thing. Like, Poirier is a very similar version to how he was in the WEC. Charles Oliveira was an excellent jiu-jitsu player that now has got lethal Muay Thai as well. So it's like, now you pick your poison. You can either be, you can either get beaten up on the outside like Kevin Lee did and picked apart with good boxing. Then he starts stepping in with that smashing uppercut through the center of the guard. But all the time, when he's on the outside, he's prodding at the midsection with those front kicks. He's doing two things. He's depleting his opponent's energy to fight. It's a very very slowing technique to use. It digs into the guts. It upsets the breathing. Anything that you can attack around the midsection, anything that's going to affect the organs of the body is going to have a knock-on effect to the rest of the body, to the performance of the body. And that's what we saw in the Kevin Lee fight. He faded very quickly. He was taking those front kicks, and then he got tempted to catch one of them in the third round, and he ran straight into a guillotine. And that's that's the danger with Charles Oliveira is now his striking's gotten so good. Now his striking's got to a point where, well, where do you want to fight him? Like, do you want to trade punches with him? Do you want to play that Muay Thai game, or do you want to try and get out of it and try and wrestle with him? Neither are very good options. Charles Oliveira's got a really good chopping low kick, but obviously he can't use that to the outside of the leg in this one. He's going to have to come to the inside of the leg, whereas Poirier's very good at dealing with that calf kick regardless of the stance. So you've got two sides to Charles Oliveira. You've got the side where he'll walk you down and he'll pepper you from the outside, the Kevin Lee version. But then you've also got the side where he goes for Jim Miller, like a shark on a seal. Like he clutches him, picks him up in the air, slams him to the floor, and then climbs up him like a koala bear up a tree and strangles him. There's no escape. He did the same thing with Christos Giagos. The difference with that one is he was timing his level change under Giagos' shots. He was walking him back against the fence, prodding him in the midsection with his teep, and then when Giagos was trying to fire back with punches, Oliveira's level changed and he's put him on the floor. And then once he was on the floor, he went from being in like an open half guard position to climbing into mount. And once this guy's in a dominant position, whether that's mount, side control, back, whether it's clamped onto a leg, like, it's bad news. He's a fight ender no matter where it is. Will Brooks, same thing again. The beauty of that finish was that was a 30-second squeeze. He knew he had that position. He knew he wasn't gonna lose that position to Will Brooks, even if he wasn't in the perfect position with the rear naked choke. That slow, steady squeeze that he's got, that patient wisdom of a long-time black belt that has applied his game to mixed martial arts better than any other fighter that we've ever seen in the octagon. That's not an overinflated opinion of mine. That's the truth. He's got more submissions than anybody else that's ever stepped foot in the octagon. That is an incredible stat. He is lethal on the mat. The Charles Oliveira that's dangerous is the one that's standing in front of you with you backed up against the fence. That Charles Oliveira is a multiple attack animal. He can box your head off. He can keep jabbing you in the midsection with that teep. He can level change and take you down, or he can use the first bunch of techniques, the striking techniques, to pressure you into level changing because there's nowhere to go left and right. Backs up against the fence, you're trapped. There's a barrage of shots coming at you. Usually that's when he starts throwing spinning attacks because he wants people to grapple with him. And then you're in his world.